Hello everyone and welcome to Victoria's Cantina. Today we're having a look at the Hasbro Jurassic World Dino Hybrid Pteramimus. This is a brand new part of the Jurassic World Dino Hybrids line, and I just picked it up at my local Toys R Us for $16.99, as well as the new Dino Hybrid Dilophosaurus repaint. I was especially eager to get my hands on the Pteramimus because, unlike most of the other smaller dino hybrids, this one actually incorporates some new parts that actually look kind of interesting. So looking at the packaging here, we have the same overall Jurassic World line look with the Dino Hybrids remix elements that you get to it. It says you get screeching attack, and you can test it to see how everything works before you buy it. Side of the box lets you know that batteries are included. Opposite side says once again that this is the Pteramimus. And at the back, we have a pretty neat looking render there of the toy itself in action. It tells you get flapping wings, and this render here is pretty neat looking. Does it look like the toy? More or less, I guess. Looks probably a little bit cooler here though, I would say. And as far as the description, hybrid dinos battle for survival, same old. Underneath the box, it shows us, let's see, we got the T-Rex, the Indominus Rex, and the Ankylosaurus, all of which we have looked at previously. Earlier on, there was some confusion as to whether or not this was a Pteramimus with an N or a Pteramimus, and looks like it's a Pteramimus, so I'm guessing maybe a hybrid between a Pteranodon and a Gallimimus, perhaps? I don't know. Let me go ahead and get it out of the packaging. We'll take a closer look and see exactly what this thing is and see what it's like. Alright you guys, now here is the Pteramimus out of the packaging. So the Pteramimus itself is a retool of the previously released Dimorphodon. The body is the same, the tail is the same, and the legs are the same. However, the head, being both the top jaw and the lower jaw, and the wings are brand new sculpts. The overall shape is the same as the Dimorphodon, though I do find that this figure is a little bit heavier, so there's a slight weight difference. Now, as I mentioned, I think that this is a combination of Pteranodon and Gallimimus. The packaging doesn't say, Hasbro hasn't said, but it kind of seems to fit. I mean, it looks like a Pteranodon, but it also kind of has the mouth that you have with a Gallimimus. That's my guess. If you think it's something different, let me know. Now, as far as the paint goes, this is very vibrant. It's very, very vibrant. And the dino hybrids in general, compared to the regular Jurassic World mainline dinosaurs, tend to be more bright and have more metallic paint to them, more colors, not more texture, but more colors. And the same is certainly true of the Pteramimus. And I really do like the coloring on this one, and I'll tell you why. This just reminds me so much of the 90s. And of course, back in the 90s, we liked bright colors, we had very vibrant toys, and this is no different. This is very much a 90s feeling toy, and not too much of a far cry from the Jurassic Park Chaos Effect dinosaurs. You get your very vibrant red head, and you can see that it has a little bit of blue paint around the eyes and a little bit in front of that on the snout. You get those yellow streaks back here at the very back, and then the bill or the mouth is the same color. Also a little bit of that blue coloration down here and some red, and it's got a very nice gradient to it. The color does balance quite well in my opinion. You can see that there is quite a bit of red. There's this sort of pattern that you get on the wings, which is pretty neat, and more of a lighter silvery color right here. You get your JW logo right there on the right wing, and down here at the back, you also get that blue and silver sort of aesthetic. Down at the bottom, there's not as much metallic, but you do get some very nicely painted blue wings, and then a little bit more of a sheen here at the very bottom. It's kind of got like a purpley paint to it right there in the center where you get the battery box. You do get your screw holes, same as before. That's not really anything too surprising. Speaker box right there. Legs are the same as what we saw in the Dimorphodon, as is the tail. You do get a little bit of texturing there in the upper mouth. Down there you can see that it's got a tongue, it's got some teeth that are painted, and you do get the slack jaw, which I guess that's not a huge deal. It would be cool if it was articulated so that you could shut it, or you could keep it open if you wanted to do that, but it's not designed to be like that. Now the wings are sculpted quite nicely. Compared to the Dimorphodon, you're now getting all of these little spikes that it has here along the entirety of the wing, so that's pretty nice. The dino damage is exactly the same as it was before, the new coloring on it, of course, and you still get the hairy sort of texturing on the Dimorphodon's body, and here on the tail you get some texturing as well. And down there at the legs, you do see some sculpt work on there. Now, in terms of the action features, they're exactly the same as we saw before. So essentially, you just press the button right here on the back, and you get the same screeching sound that the Dimorphodon makes. The dino damage lights up, and that's weird. Nothing new for Hasbro in this toy line. But yeah, I mean, it would have been cool if it had a new sound. It doesn't, but it's okay, I guess. And you also still get the wing flapping motion when you squeeze the legs. The mouth also closes and opens, just like with the Dimorphodon. So you squeeze it once, you get 2 flapping sounds, squeeze it twice, 3 flapping sounds, and so forth. Alright, now to give you guys a comparison between the Pteramimus and the Dimorphodon that it is based on, you can see once again that they do share the same torso, they share the same legs, but different heads and different wings. And I thought that the original Dimorphodon was probably one of the better toys in the Jurassic World toy line, especially in the Growler line. And I still think that that's true. And although the coloration is quite a bit more bland than the Pteramimus, it still works quite well for that toy. Now that being said, the Pteramimus is of course far less realistic, but that's kind of the point of the whole Dino Hybrid toy line. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so there you have it. This is the Hasbro Jurassic World Dino Hybrid Pteramimus. Overall, you guys, the Dino Hybrid concept is seen as quite silly by a lot of people, and that's kind of what it's supposed to be. It's just kind of this far out idea of hybrid dinosaurs in wacky paint schemes, and as far as that goes, I think they did a pretty good job translating that concept into toy form. Are they great toys? No, not really. Especially in terms of Jurassic Park historical toy quality, they're really not that great, but this is better than the mainline stuff. I mean, even though it's a retool and the sounds are the same, the action features are the same, it's a pretty radical repaint compared to its predecessor. So if you can appreciate these things for just being these really wacky toys that are going to stand out on your shelf display of dinosaurs, then I think you might like them. This is the kind of toy that says, don't take yourself too seriously. It's not supposed to be realistic. It's just for fun. If that's your kind of thing, then I think you are going to appreciate it. If not, then, you probably aren't really gravitating toward this Dino Hybrid concept. Alright, my friends, if you've enjoyed this video, then please do give us a like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And as always, I do want to thank you for watching Victoria's Cantina. Until next time, my friends, bye-bye. Yeah.